All right. So just you, BGS. So when I was doing my last live stream, and I noticed you want to write something up on here about um this, right? Now I mentioned the word now on the video. I mentioned the word bread tube. I mentioned the word bread tube. Now that's not the only time I mentioned that term lately, because in the video I did the upload I did about loneliness and what Shoe had said, and when I mentioned the word bread tube. See, a lot of y'all, whether that's you are also a cowpot, a Sidian, both of y'all are jealous of bread tube. You envy bread tube. You know why you and Obsidian and Angry Man are envious of bread tube? Bread tube is the only group of people that clown jaw on a intellectual level. Big J, what are you talking about? Well, when Destiny, and I'm assuming Destiny is part of bread tube, when Destiny came over into this space and to Bernard Riley's and to Angerman's, and then proceededly to clown Angerman, that's to a point that Angerman needed three other people to help him out against Destiny. See, you want that influence, BGS. Brad 2 came into space again during the time when Pearl and Nick Fuentes issue went to a Obsidian channel, and that white dude came show up over there to drag Nick Fuentes. See, you and others want the power or the influence or what the case may be concerning BreadTube. See, BreadTube got something that y'all won't do. BreadTube will actually put links, charts, graphs on their videos that back up their arguments. You, on the other hand, BGS, your content is to is looking for confirmation bias. So those fools like Leslie Porter and Don Calypso and all of them can sit there and see how almighty you are. But I know better. You're not a mighty person. You're not a mighty intellect, BGS, because they kicked you out. That's why you came down in this lowly chicken circuit place, this EB key, EP, this welfare card part of of YouTube, because they know that BreadTube, they know they within the BreadTube space will pick you apart. Because a lot of those people from the BreadTube space are educated people. People from the BreadTube community don't have the same type of outlook of the world like you. That's why you hashtag BreadTube, because you know I said BreadTube on my channel, on my last live stream, where I was talking about your boy's possible deletion from YouTube. You're scared of BreadTube. You you want to have the power or the influence BreadTube provides. Because nobody's gonna buy that nonsense about your problems with the African American woman. Not everybody has the same experience as what you and Edward have. No one got time for shame, blame, and explain. Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time to hear. Nobody of substance have the time to listen to the crap that come out y'all's mouth and digest it, because it's weird. And the thing is, let's also be factual on this, because you and I only know this. BreadTube can possibly change the world. That's if they really are about that, but but that's for a whole different story. And there, in anyway, if BreadTube decides to get to that level, you know, I forgot something. I forgot something, y'all. I forgot something. I remember when you was on my panel before New Year's BGS. I mentioned the name of Scott Galloway, and you proceeded to say you you proceeded to say you love to debate Scott Galloway. And then you asked me to get Scott Galloway for you. I'm talking about the Professor Scott Galloway. The only person you willing to get is some big titty nigga and Dr. Atia San Johnson, who complains about him being in a sexless marriage. But you don't want a Dr. T. Son Johnson, these so-called PhDs. What you want is Scott Galloway, but you couldn't get you a Scott Galloway. See, Scott Galloway has been interviewed on YouTube by the BreadTube community, by those within the BreadTube podcast. That's why you keep hashtagging BreadTube with me. That's why you did this right here, trying to talk about your intellect. See, the problem is with you, BJS, is that, and the problem with you in this space, you can have all the intellect you want. It's how you use your intellect. That's my problem with you. as somebody who's supposed to have all this knowledge, why are you only giving them half of the information? As somebody who's supposed to know all of what you said you claim to know, why do you, BGS IBMOR, only give your listeners half of the information? Let me tell you why you only give them half of information. Because those niggas over there are dumb. And you know they're dumb. You know a whole lot of them ain't that bright. You know that a lot of them are stuck on this. We got to blame women for all our problems. I believe that black women is the bane of the black man's existence. That's why you tell them half of the information, not the entire information. See, you always look for obscure info in order to pump up the curiosity in these slow Negroes' heads. That's what you're really doing. Because these Negroes are slow and their mentality is based upon sex and relationships and sex and relationships and sex and relationships over and over again, that you leave out information that could have helped them understand about the world itself. See, it was people like you that said welfare is the one that kicked the man out the household. When there was a Supreme Court case in 1968 that says otherwise. Then though you went ahead and said though black women has the most abortions. But then though you failed to talk about though there's been a major increase in the black population during the same time period when abortions was legal. The only reason why the black population dropped, and you failed to address why the black population dropped, was because of drugs, crime, and young men being locked up. That's what stifled the black population in America. You failed. You conveniently leave out information. Let me repeat that again for you, BGS. You conveniently leave out information. The drug war, the lack of education, the decline of health among older black people, especially black men, the increasing in mental health problems. You don't want to talk about that. You conveniently leave out information. BGS IBMOR, Black Guy Gnostic speaks. Because those slow brain Negroes on your channel gives you the ammunition, because you couldn't go to people like the Bread Tube. You couldn't go to Scott Galloway. You couldn't go to Dr. Helen A. Smith. You couldn't go to Chrissy Hoff Summers. You couldn't go to Esther Vilar. You couldn't go to any other academic and people who know about the topic, about the disparities between young men and why they're lonely and why they are in a precarious position. Because you only give them half the information so they can give you something that you never got when what you had in real life when you was younger. See, YouTube's the only place where you got is the sense of authority. YouTube only gives you the sense of accomplishment. YouTube only gives you the only sense of brotherhood. something that you didn't have in real life. That's why you envy, you covet it, bread tube. That's why you have a problem with me, because I call out your misinformation. I call out your infamous misinformation and lying. Just like that DNC issue, right? DNC is not used for abortion. You created that premise. You created that old uh, Dan Quayle, Lee Atwater, Bill Bennett, and Patrick Buchanan's statement about the communita. You and others have took that and ran with it, and that's what this really is about. You coveted bread tube because you really want to go toe to toe with ethnic signifier, even though I think ethnic signifier is a a failure himself. See, but you want those numbers he got. You want the numbers of what Nolan got. You want the numbers what I forgot the other dude's name. Or you want what Shoehead have. You want to be successful in the bread tube community. And another thing, since we own this, you probably the only person in the who are part of the manosphere. And when I said manosphere, I'm talking about the big wigs of the black manosphere. You probably the only one. You're the only one who is not a conservative. Your politics, how you see the world, is more aligned to a socialistic point of view. That's why though you try to half-ass pussyfoot around with the manosphere because you couldn't be taken seriously on the outside of this space, uh, especially within the bread to community, and that's what this really is about. That's why I've been calling your ass out for like the past 7 years. Oh wait, hold on. 5 years at least, 5 6 years. Because you think you're smarter than everybody else. The problem is you're not smart. It's just that everybody else on here is dumb. You know. I'm not the smartest man over here. It's just that everybody else is dumb, and everybody else's mindset is on stupid, dumb shit, and you know it. That's why everybody calling you the master teacher when you had not been master on giving out a fair analysis about the situation that goes on in our economics, goes on in our education, that goes on in our housing, that goes on the things that actually affect men. You won't go there because you give out half-ass information, half-ass information, but refuse to give your men, the men in your camp, some pills to swallow. I ain't talking about no red pill. I ain't talking about no blue pill. I ain't talking about no purple pill or no damn pink pill. I'm talking about the pill of truth, the bitter pill. You see, the problem is with your fan base is that they lack confidence in themselves. They lack the necessary tools to apply themselves when it comes to the opposite sex. See, and their tools, it's not that hard to find these tools, by the way. It's not that hard. Because, see, a lot of them have no self respect. A lot of them lie or are lying about their past. They have a lack of a moral code, a moral character. They lack integrity. That's what this is about. You're not the smartest person in the room, BGS, and you want what the bread to community have. That's why those white dudes, when you was in the MGTOW community, and I remember you was in the MGTOW community, you stated that, yeah, you stayed on your channel a couple weeks ago. I think when you was trying to come at me with, you stated that you came to the Black Manosphere because the MGTOW community, which was mostly white, ran you out. That you couldn't stomach the, you know, they don't want to hear about black issues. So therefore you can't, cause therefore you ran over to the Negro manosphere, the Black manosphere, and then, and then try to create this little fiefdom to yourself. Because now though you feel important now. See, you want to gain the world, and you at the same time you are losing your soul. See, maybe you should worry about your soul first, then worry about gaining the world. Because the thing is with you, though, City, is that, no, I'm sorry, BGS, is that you think that, wait a minute, 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 wait a minute. I'm sorry. I forgot to include something into this conversation. That's right. I forgot to include something. It's like the other mistruth you had put out. The other mistruth is you tried to attach yourselves to Kevin. Kevin said he's not Black Manosphere, but yet you still try to hitch your wagon to him. So my thing is, how come Kevin did not admire the Black Manosphere, and you claim that he's your friend? Can you please explain that part? And then though you lied about the man being engaged, calling him a traditional man when Kevin died in the arms of a woman he just met the night before. But yet you said Kevin is a traditional man because he was going to marry this woman, this 32-year-old, or the then 32-year-old quote unquote nurse who didn't know his address and his phone number. The woman didn't even know the address or what part of Atlanta he was staying at when he died in her arms, when he tragically passed away in her arms. You lied about Kevin being a traditional man. You lied about what's the definition of a traditional man and what is there of a traditional woman. See, none of y'all are traditional. Because if y'all was traditional, men with traditional attributes probably wouldn't be on YouTube trying to shame, blame, and explain. If y'all was for the traditional man, like you said you were, then Edward Anderson would not be on YouTube screaming in his car and beating on the dashboard. Because a real traditional man would try to take that man that is Edward Anderson and tell and give him some sound advice about getting offline. That's what traditional men should do, would do in that conversation. That's if they really care about the community and care about black men and care about black boys and all that. So that's what this really is about. This is really about you being in a place where you really don't want to be at, but you're willing to accept it because you got pushed to this place. See, I remember when you used to hang around with the white dudes, the white manosphere types, BGS. I remember, but you won't tell the other people that. You won't tell Don Calypso and Leslie Porter and that old light skinned nigga who gets on my nerves over there. You would never tell them the truth about yourself. So anyway, um, that's all I'm going to say on the topic. And as for the other person, um, I want you to find a video of me saying I want to be part of the Black Manosphere. I want to find the video from you, Madhead Doctor. Find the video where I said I was want to be part of Black Manosphere, or I count myself along with the Black Manosphere. I want you to find the video or find those videos since you claim you have uh screenshot and record every video I made. I want you to find those videos and live streams. I believe you will be hard pressed, uh, Madhead. You would be hard pressed to find it. You know why you're gonna be hard pressed to find it? Because I never said I wouldn't be part of the Black Manosphere. See, if the Black Manosphere was created in the latter part of 2016 and in the early part of 2017, after the flagging campaign, then anybody with a brain would go back to my catalog and find videos condemning the Black Manosphere. I already put one of the videos on my community tab. So what you going to try to say now, Madhead? So are you going to say, Madhead, that I went ahead and want to be part of something? How I'm going to be a part of something when I've been critical of it? How come I said I wanted it to be destroyed even back then? Oh, but I'm supposed to be the one that supposed to be like Fredo from the Godfather series, want to be the leader of. What I did say is if I was the leader of the Manosphere. See, I love how you like to take a clip and edit words out of and take things out of the proper context. Use my video again. Me and you gonna have problems, Madhead Doctor. I'm not playing with you. Because you're not going to clip a video. Take a video, rearrange the footage, because you've been planning on doing this for weeks now. You plan on doing this for week. It's been a it's been at least 2 3 weeks you planned this on. It wasn't me mentioning your name on Matt on BGS's panel. No, no, you planned this on during that whole D when I was on the Rails channel, because you went all the way in my catalog, and then though you try to use Pure Butterfly's name, statement to me. The when she was talking to me, we were talking about that group over there that you support. She was trying to get me to worry about myself instead of attacking the Viper Pit, even though I want the Viper Pit to be locked up in jail. That's what I really believe. I believe the Viper Pit should be in prison. And I meant every word that I said that. I meant every word. And I know why I said it. Viper Pit should be in prison. They should be in jail. And so does John Proud Video for various reasons. I'm not going to mince words about that, and I still stand 10 toes down on that. The only thing Pure Butterfly was trying to do, and say what Verbal was trying to do, was trying to get me to worry about my own personal life. Because see, the thing is, they did it out of love and respect. But one thing you said, Madhead, I'm gonna address you in a minute. One thing the only thing you was right about, the only thing that you was right about is my thirst for vengeance. That's the only thing you and plus and hold on. Let me be fair. Let me be fair. Let me be fair. I do have a long memory, and I do have contempt. I got contempt for people who done a lot of heinous shit, and then they get away with it. People like Angel Ramirez Jordan got away with things. Things like Angerman got away with things. People like Chaos Rain got away with things. Chaos, you should be called out for doxing those women on TRS. All right. Some of us came from TRS, from Talk Real Solutions. I wonder if Madhead going to clip or some of the things I said on Talk Real Solutions, since he said though part of the Manosphere, because there is a show about the Manosphere on Tyrone's show when I said I'm against the Manosphere. And that predated, and that was when uh ALR LR Truth was on that show. LR Truth was on Talk Real Solutions when I told LR Movement I'm against the Manosphere. So how can LR Movement, how can I be a part of the Manosphere when I said I'm against the Manosphere, and then LR Movement told people on Talk Real Solutions there was a part of it, because one of the ladies asked, "Am I a part of y'all?" And LR Movement, who's a known well figure of the Manosphere, said I never was a part of it. So how can I be a part of something when I was kicked out of? In order to get kicked out, you have to be within it. And there's no evidence, there's no video that can prove. And if you're gonna do some timestamps, if you're gonna do a video, produce the timestamps and the timetable. Madhead, let's not talk about this again. Because you are a goddamn liar, you monkey ass piece of shit. I've been saying that for a very long time. The manosphere should be destroyed. I said that back in 2016. I said that back in 2016 when they was trying to form the Black Manosphere. And do you know who was trying to form the Black Manosphere? Or should I say, do you know who was the hype man for the Black Manosphere at that time? That was what's his name? Mr. Research. Mr. Research came on talking about O'Shea this, O'Shea that. Ringo TV Raw and Angry Man. They was gonna be the Three Musketeers, and they was going to show the world how dot 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 dot. Even I told them all three of them are trash. It is not going to be amount to anything. And guess what I said? What I said is in that video is on the community tab. That's a video I made, and that video was made in 2016, the summer of 2016. So you can't sit there and lie because I put that video on a community tab. So who is you, nigga? No one. Just another ex-con who defend another group of ex-cons. The retro-basing dregs of society. That's what you is, Madhead. For real. But I know this video is not going to, it's not going to be clip worthy. Because y'all can't clip this because too much truth has been come out. So Madhead is going to create another narrative. Madhead is going to create a narrative that Big J is a failure. Yes, I did call myself a failure. Next. And then I said the failure to do what? See, you never want to address the other issue. The failure to do what? See, when I said though I'm a failure, y'all not going to put out what I failed at or I failed to do. Only thing y'all gonna do is Big J said he's a failure. When in actuality, I said I'm a failure because of this, that, and third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I list down at least a couple things when I said that. Before I said it and after I said it. I mentioned down the reasons why. The reasons before, the reasons before and after I made that statement. But y'all won't sit there and name those 5, 6, 7 things I mentioned when I called myself a failure. So what you're going to do is, in this case, is Big J's a failure because he got kicked out the manosphere. But one of the things I did say I'm a failure on is to destroy the manosphere. You jackball King Kong nigga, you. That's what I said. I said I'm a failure in destroying the manosphere, not to be a part of it. Or being included in it. See, that's how, man, you like to slice and dice uh comments that's being made. All I gotta do is go into my archives and bring up those old videos up when I said what I said. Because what I said then, I said it now. The manosphere should be destroyed. The black manosphere should be eradicated. The black manosphere should be investigated by the manosphere in general, and the red pill community should be investigated on hate speech and hate crime, potential hate crimes. That's what I said. So I don't give a damn what Sexy Red got to say. Sexy Red only heard her on it. She only heard like one thing somebody said, and she didn't ask no questions on why. But I don't care about what she got to think, because since she gonna sit there and talk about, oh, Big J only cares about himself and not about, he doesn't, he just want to be part of, he just want to get rid of black men so he can be part of black women, a black man, so he can bash black women. Well, Sexy Red, you've been on YouTube since 2020. I've been on YouTube. I've been making videos since 2014. Since December, no, since January of 2014, I've been making videos. Who is you, Sexy Red, for saying that dumbass shit that came out your damn mouth? And another thing, Sexy Red, while we're having this conversation, you are the one who's looking for content. And you try to make people into their content. You're the one sitting over there listening to what, and then let me tell you what you did. You listened to what BMT said about uh Miss Queen's sun kiss, talking about she didn't wear no underwear among with men, when I was on the panel on Bronsberg channel, and the only one you talking about not wearing underwear was not Miss Sunkiss, it was your boy BMT. I said BMT, the one that brought it, the same nigga that you helped defend. So you can miss me on that self-righteous bullshit, Sexy Red. No, fuck that. I'm gonna drop sexy out your name, Red. I don't appreciate people lying about my character though, because that was some gutless shit you have done. You're gonna listen, and that's the thing. And then you listen what Madhead put out. Madhead put out some false information out, half truths, and here's you believing it. But you went back to your little channel and talking about, Big J. I asked Big J to defend me. And there said you want to be defended. I defended you because what AJ said. AJ has a history of doing that shit. See, you think that I was going to use you. You think I was going to use you to get at the men. No, the point was me fighting the culture. Why AJ Seen Red said all that shit, not just to you. AJ has a history saying it to every other woman that come across his path. Wasn't just you. Get the fuck out of here. And that's why your ass is in the clouds right now watching, and you won't come down these clouds. And as for the penguin, like what I said in my last live stream, he's still on YouTube. And let me, even though I was being cryptic in my language, because we know a whole lot of y'all slow, A lot of y'all slow, because that's why fuckery entertains y'all, because that's all y'all got to think about. That entertains you. Oswald Cobblepot is wounded. He's not out of the game. You know why he's not out of the game? Because like y'all thinking though that was going to be an easy decision to kick Oswald off of YouTube. It's not that easy. So I'm gonna tell this to what's his name on YouTube? Soul Chicken and Rice. Soul Provider. That victory does not. That's not victory. He's not completely out of YouTube. See, let me tell you. Let me tell you what Chicken of Soul. Let me tell you what my vision of victory will look like. Let me tell you what my vision of victory. My vision of victory is when every time I go on a YouTube, every time I open up a YouTube, a Facebook, an Instagram, I don't hear, I don't see a black face complaining about black women or complaining about women in general. Victory, Soul Provider, is when there's no more of masculine these podcast masculinity channels that 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 get bimbos, that use bimbos and Instagram models and OnlyFans women to do the shame, blame, and explain, and uses women as a prerequisite. No, excuse me. As to use these women to project that onto every other woman. Victory to me, Soul Provider, is when every time I go online or I get on or see TV, I don't see a black man putting out his insecurities out for everybody to see. That's victory to me, Soul Provider. Victory to me is when I open up a YouTube channel or I go to have conversations with black men offline, and the first thing the black men talk about is things that actually matter, like how can I change the radiator on my Ford? How can I change the brakes on this? How can I do some productive and talk about some skills and resources, trading to and fro with information, actual legitimate. That's victory, Soul Provider. None of this clown shit. None of this clown show. That's victory, Soul Provider. Of course, he does. Everybody came to me all day yesterday talking about, oh, well, Big J, you won. Big J, you won. Won what? Won what? The only thing though I was glad about is that old man strike. See, old man struck my channel. Then I realized that the strike that's on my channel was lifted Monday. Let me repeat that again. The strike that was on my channel was lifted Monday. I was going to wait out the copyright strike until just before Valentine's Day. Sometimes before Valentine's Day, the strike was supposed to end. Boxhead. Oh, you talking about him. The one I'm gonna say something about Boxhead right there, real quick. All right. B Dub, since you're here, how come you no, I ain't talking you. How come a person can be unemployed for all these years and he rather is in NYC? I don't get it. I know that there is an unemployment issue around America, you know, but to sit there and say you don't have a job and you living in New York. Now I know New York have high rent, high taxes, you know, all that. So how can you be unemployed for all these years, but then you have no taxes to pay and you have no rent to pay? How? Make that make sense. I never even been inside. I never been to NYC. Never been. So how can somebody can tell so how can somebody can sit there with a straight face will say they work. Oh, I ain't even worried about that nigga. Man, I know what man, listen. Don't even bring up the don't even bring up the regular roast sector. Don't bring the roast sector up to me. I really I don't want to hear shit about the roast sector. I don't want to hear nothing about the roast sector. Really don't. I try to avoid them at all costs. I don't want to hear shit about them. Shit, I'm trying to get out of this sector and move on to a better sector. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to talk nothing about the road sector. I'm gonna leave them niggas where they're at. Because that shit over there is not going to resolve itself. So for right now, I'm getting out of this sector that I'm currently in. But I'm gonna say this though, you're not gonna slander my ass though, Red. You're not gonna slander me, Red. Listen to what Madhead said, and it's that same shit though. You listen to BMT. BMT did the exactly the same shit to the Queen Sun Kiss. Believe what they say, but then though you're not woman enough. You're not even fucking woman enough to address Queen Sun Kiss or woman enough to address me. Hey, Big J, what happened? No, you automatically believe that bullshit. And then you try to do all that little bullshit. That's why Bomb cuss your ass out though over the weekend. That's why Verbal and China White cuss your ass out over the weekend because you full of shit your goddamn self. Gonna come at me and shit. You know, I wish I had right now. I wish I could just roll up a joint. I wish I had a joint to roll up. If Texas wasn't such a prune state, I probably would have rolled up a joint by now and say fuck this shit. But that shit just pissed me off. That just running with shit, just running with somebody else says. You know, I'm just gonna run with somebody said. Yeah, okay. Well, I asked him for proof though, but she won't say nothing about BMT sending women uh 140, $180 to eat out their booty holes. She would never address that to BMT though. She would never address the BMT about him saying though he had 18 X-ray on his military career fresh out the street. You don't join special forces straight out the streets. Who does that? Nobody. Somebody must have watched too many of those commando movies. Those 1980s action flicks. You don't join special forces right out the fucking gate. But you supposed to be a military woman. Red. You supposed to be a military woman. You supposed to know that. So I'm going to go ahead and go on about my business. But back to BGS. You're jealous of the bread tube community. And please don't be the please. I don't care about that. I don't care about that goddamn roast sector shit. I hadn't been in that sector. I don't know why you want to bring. No, don't bring that shit up to me. I want to hear that shit. Shit, I'm actually embarrassed. I'm actually embarrassed. I even what? Never mind. I ain't gonna bring that. Just don't speak it over here. I'm not even trying to speak. I don't want them over here anyway. I'm just saying. Got time for that shit. Anyway, I'm out.